Hi, and welcome to another presentation from your business tutor, learning your way, anytime, anywhere. Up until the 1960s, it would have been unheard of for a manufacturer to operate without holding any inventory. In fact, most would have considered it business suicide to even try such a thing. However, as the car company Toyota proved, sometimes what seems impossible is in reality very much achievable. So with that point made, let's turn to look at today's presentation on just-in-time methods. Okay, so what are we going to learn in this presentation? Well, first of all, we're going to find out what just-in-time methods are. Then we're going to investigate the advantages of just-in-time methods. And then finally, we'll explore the disadvantages of just-in-time methods. Okay, let's get started by asking, what are just-in-time methods? Just-in-time, or JIT for short, describes methods that an organisation can use to minimise the level of inventory it holds. In general, such methods are used in the manufacturing sector, where an organisation won't just try to minimise the level of raw materials and components it holds for making products, but also the amount of finished goods it stores as well. Given the challenge such a situation creates, JIT requires an organisation to have an incredibly well-connected supply chain that works in a coordinated fashion. In that, a manufacturer's suppliers have to be able to deliver materials just as they're about to be used in production, but also that the retailers they sell to are able to take delivery of the manufacturer's products as soon as they have been made. However, although that answers what JIT is, it doesn't explain how it actually works. In fact, it is at this point that things get a little interesting, as a starting point for implementing JIT is actually the end point of the supply chain. This is because JIT is based on accurately identifying and predicting what consumer demand will be for a product over a future time period, so that only the correct quantity is produced when required. From here, a manufacturer will then take this information on consumer demand and work it backwards into its production plans, so that it can then inform its suppliers exactly what materials and components it will require and when, in order that enough products are made to meet the expected level of demand. After this, and now that suppliers know how much material and components are required, the chain of production leading to the creation of the final product can begin. As can be seen, JIT is an interesting concept as it relies on organisations working very closely together in order that inventory levels are minimised and manufacturing runs smoothly. In fact, given the influence JIT has had over inventory and manufacturing, it is often referred to in a number of different ways, from JIT inventory control to JIT production, all the way through to lean manufacturing. Okay, let's now look at JIT in more detail by asking, what are the advantages of using just-in-time methods? One of the big advantages of JIT, which you have probably already worked out from what has been discussed so far, is that an organisation's storage costs are virtually eliminated. In that, as inventory is only delivered when required for production, it means a business does not need to spend any money on warehouse space, security or insurance for stock. Furthermore, as the same holds for finished goods, which are immediately distributed to retailers once made, it means a manufacturer will be able to achieve sizable increase in profits from savings made on storage costs. In fact, as storage space is no longer required, a business will be able to convert such areas into productive capacity, meaning more items can be made without having to move to larger premises that would cost more to rent. And equally beneficial, by holding no inventory, a business will be able to avoid the problem of stock going out of date or becoming unfashionable because it has been held for too long. This can be a huge benefit, as it doesn't just reduce levels of waste in an organisation, but also means products won't have to be sold at a discount. In fact, because JIT only uses the most current components in production, it means a business may be able to sell their products at a premium price because they have gained an image for providing the most up-to-date products. Further still, if this is then coupled with the knowledge that what is produced is based on consumer demand, it can be seen that JIT will not only result in high levels of customer satisfaction as they are getting what they want, but also that overproduction will be avoided, meaning prices won't need to be cut to get rid of excess products. Nevertheless, perhaps an even bigger benefit of JIT is that it helps a business's cash position, as no money is tied up in the cost of purchasing and holding inventory. This of course can be really useful because having additional cash means a business will find it easier to pay its bills, but also may have spare cash to invest in growing the business further. Okay, let's now turn to look at the disadvantages of using just-in-time methods. As was made clear earlier, just-in-time methods are 100% reliant upon the smooth and coordinated functioning of an organisation's supply chain, meaning most of the issues that can arise stem from that chain breaking down. For example, if a supplier were to deliver inventory late, a business would have to stop production until it arrives, as they won't be holding any buffer stock, meaning contracts may not be completed on time and product shortages will occur in shops. Now, although in normal circumstances this is unlikely to happen, sometimes external factors such as bad weather or natural disasters can cause disruptions, meaning deliveries would be delayed. Another issue, which is also linked to the supply chain, occurs if the quality of the raw materials delivered by a supplier are not up to the right standard. This can be a problem because once again production would have to halt, but also the business's other suppliers would have to stop deliveries until manufacturing is restarted again. A third problem that can affect JIT is if consumer demand is incorrectly anticipated. This is because future output is based on this prediction, meaning if it is wrong, either not enough or too many products will be produced. Whatever the case, both issues cause problems, as not having enough of a product will create customer dissatisfaction, meaning they may take their customer elsewhere, but also producing too many items means money will need to be spent storing the excess. In fact, unexpected changes in demand due to a sudden change in fashion or the weather changing would also cause similar problems, as a business does not have the capacity to put inventory in storage to reduce output or take stock from storage to increase production. As such, the result, as before, will be either the over or underproduction of products and hence all the associated problems that creates. However, the problems with JIT don't end there, because when a business doesn't hold any inventory, it means deliveries will have to be made more often to prevent the production line from stopping. This creates a few issues as it pushes up delivery costs as they happen more often, but also the business will have to employ more people to deal with deliveries when they arrive. Further still, because a large number of orders have to be placed with suppliers, a business will face an increased administrative burden, which once again results in higher costs being incurred. Moreover, when that is then compounded by the fact that frequent small deliveries means a business cannot benefit from bulk buying discounts, and it can be seen why deciding to hold no inventory can cause issues. In fact, what this all shows is that because JIT is completely reliant upon strong relationships and communication between all the businesses involved in the supply chain, that it is not something that can just be turned on. This is because if time and effort have not gone into building systems and trust between the businesses in the chain, JIT will fail and production will cease. Okay, so what did we learn in this presentation? Well, first of all, we found out what just-in-time methods are. Then we went on to investigate the advantages of just-in-time methods. And then finally, we explored the disadvantages of just-in-time methods. If just-in-time goes wrong, the consequences can be severe. However, as has been proved over the last 50 years, when JIT operates smoothly, it can have a massively positive effect on a business's efficiency, cash flow and bottom line.